Okay, with WandaVision, I waited until the series ended, and then I watched through all of them in one day. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, alright, I'll try to watch it and write it when each episode drops, and then edit them all into one video, which you're watching now. I'm mainly doing it like this because Laura was only mildly okay with watching WandaVision all in a day. I figured I'd give her a little bit of a break and watch this on my own time, especially because Falcon and the Winter Soldier is so not her thing. Now let's watch all 6 episodes of the show that I have to stop myself from accidentally saying Falcon and the Snowman. Well, I think I know where that $150 million budget went. Christ, with an opening action sequence that involves flying into a plane, fighting on the plane, flying out of the plane, and fighting each other while flying through canyons, we've come a long way since the 1997 Justice League TV movie. Just when I think I'm done with stories about the blip, here comes another one that works. I like Sam talking through his decisions of not taking up the mantle of Captain America after Steve gave him the shield, even though he's literally called Uncle Sam. He has nephews. And there's little things I like better than the spectacular opening action sequence, like Bucky being on a date and playing a drinking game version of Battleship. Most importantly to me though, when Falcon goes into a bank to seek a loan, they actually do talk about, hey, how do the Avengers get paid exactly? What is their financial situation like? Now granted, I highly doubt that a fanboy bank manager would want his bank to be known as the one that turned down an Avenger. And when you give Captain America's shield back to the government, clearly they will just make another Captain America, only this time he'll probably be less Steve Rogers and more like a PG-13 Homelander. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, alright, I'll try to watch it and write it when each episode drops. That lasted 1 week. I'm watching all of the rest of these in a day. I got a little busy with the Home Improvement binge watch and the 1981 Snob episode, but I did pick a day where Laura's busy at work. Thank God for the previously on segment because it's been about 5 weeks. Okay, so John Walker is now Captain America and Bucky and Falcon are going after the Flag Smashers. Alright, got it. Honestly, this new Captain America, played by Wyatt Russell, is so far the most interesting character in the show to me. I like that the government is going about this new Captain America like he's an actor who's been cast in a franchise, like he's the new James Bond or something. But I do think we should be seeing what all of the Avengers' reactions would be to this, as opposed to just our 2 title characters. A lesser show would have had this John Walker character just be this 2-dimensional jockey bully type. And even though I'm sure he's gonna go crazy later, they do humanize him here. When it cut away from him to go back to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I was like, okay, but I kind of want to see more of John Walker's story. The 2 leads have very buddy cop movie banter with each other, and it's all kind of stock. One says, "You're not going with me," then cut to him going with him. One gets saved, and the other goes, "You're welcome, by the way." They do a couples therapy session, where they're asked that if a miracle were to happen, what is a wish that you would like to see? And they both go, that the other would stop talking. Though I do kind of like that the new Captain America and Battlestar make it like one buddy cop movie versus another buddy cop movie. And don't say wizards don't exist. Who in this universe would believe that anything doesn't exist? They're on a mission to find the source for the super soldier serum, so clearly they need to find someone in prison behind bulletproof glass who's very well read and can use big words. Excellent. Zemu from Civil War, he can be our Hannibal Lecter. Well, not exactly, because in the time it took me to say that sentence, he has broken out of jail. It was the quickest prison break I've ever seen. The show devotes more time to making a shot out of a snake and then drinking it. There's funny stuff in it, like Falcon being undercover in this pimp jacket, and then he gets a call from his sister but has to stay in character. I like things like that better than a lot of the buddy movie dialogue they're doing. There's less of it than in the previous episode, but it's still kind of derivative. You'll have a shootout where one says, "Wait for my signal!" Then he goes anyway, and the other says, "Oh, damn it!" I know it's a buddy show, but the back and forths don't have to feel so stock. They do self-aware stuff too, like saying, "I said go left, you went the wrong way. Haven't you seen every action movie?" I'm a little tired of these Marvel properties, no matter if it's a lighter tone or more serious, always having a line in it where a character is 100% aware that he is in a TV show or movie. I think I should get used to these episodes ending with a surprise visit from another character. This one ends with Io from Black Panther. Since I really only see these Marvel movies once when I review them, whenever there's a surprise character that shows up, I'm usually like, "Oh yeah, I kind of remember that character." I hope the next one ends with a Baskin-Robbins employee from Ant-Man. Okay, there is no Baskin-Robbins in this, but it would be kind of awesome if Io actress Florence Kasumbo also suddenly became her senator character from Wonder Woman. I like so much that our heroes kind of got a groove in what to do on their mission, and then John Walker will show up to do something incompetent and mess shit up. But it's not played for laughs though, like he's a bumbling idiot. They still make him a real character with depth. I love how when he's supposed to wait for Falcon to question someone, his impatience makes him grow way more psychotic and manipulative. He can be wildly unpredictable and rather scary and then immediately get his ass handed to him. I like that this guy's obsession with failure and living up to expectations is totally his downfall. The ending is quite good and intense too, where he goes batshit on someone and murders them with a shield. A lot of this I've seen done better on The Boys, but it still works here too. And I still like John Walker's lines better than I like the lines from our heroes. The two leads still do things like Zemo will walk up to one of them all intimidating, and the other goes, "No, he's just trying to get you with that whole head tilt thing." Alright, if you've got really stock dialogue, it doesn't suddenly make it clever if you add something like, "Oh, here we go with the bad guy speech again." I think Ragnarok was my shark jumping moment on these kinds of lines. I'm so over all of these quasi-meta jokes in this universe. Plus, I know I haven't really said anything about Flag Smasher head Carly yet, largely because that character is really boring. After his partner died, John Walker is like a canon revenge movie character that has infiltrated the MCU. That's a good storyline. What if they gave the shield to a vigilante from an 80s movie like The Exterminator? If this wasn't on Disney Plus, there would definitely be a scene where John Walker puts a crime boss into a meat grinder. That's my kind of story. One about someone who was picked to become a famous superhero, but then pressure, serum, and revenge makes them go insane. Again, I've seen it before in other things, but I like that they're doing it here. Honestly, this does seem very in keeping with these armed forces that has a wildly batshit past of doing human experimentations to make super soldiers during World War II. Really, a lot of that is in the first act, but there's a lot of other stuff that happens too. Bucky and Sam fix up a boat, there's even a montage, and there's a training montage later on. It's a very montage-heavy episode. Plus, Bucky's clearly gonna bang Sam's sister. There is a lot of development, not just in the dark past of Captain America's shield, but in Bucky and Sam's motivations as well. Their dialogue does feel very real and grounded, but there's other people still saying dumb shit. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in this, and her introduction has a close-up shot of her heels walking into the frame, and then it pans up and she says, "Ugh, these boots aren't made for walking." It all went downhill from Coulson walking into the scene in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then saying, "Sorry, had to do my dramatic walking out of the shadows moment." Anyway, there's only one episode left, and I hope the whole thing is just Sam and Bucky on a boat starting a shrimping business together. Okay, gotta look to see who's trending, to see who pops up in the finale. Let's see, Rob Lowe, Johnny Cage, Zac Efron? I don't know if any of that's true. It doesn't take long for all of the action to get started, and Sam's first entrance as Captain America is pretty badass. A majority of the first half is a big action set piece, but it feels more organic to this series than the big fight at the end of WandaVision did. But this is overall a better finale anyway. I'm not left going, what about those poor people in that town? And I love that John Walker comes back to finish out his revenge plot with a fake Captain America shield. I like his fights a lot. There's a good redemption moment, albeit it is quick, but I can chalk that up to this only being a 6-episode series. And I like that he can get hurt a lot easier. The climax is well done and emotional. There's some very powerful scenes between Sam and Isaiah Bradley and Bucky and Yori. Plus, they tone down some of the jokes, and the ones that they do have work. I did get a laugh out of Bucky's texting joke after Sam's big speech. This was a good show and pretty entertaining. It didn't feel like a long day watching it. It moves at a very good pace and there's not a lot of fat to it. Again, this is helped by the fact it's only 6 episodes, and the characters are pretty likable, which kept me interested. I was never in love with it. It never felt like something that I would be watching all of had I not been watching it for a review. But it does a good job of making me look forward to Captain America 4, which, oh my god, what a coincidence. They announced that the day of the finale. Okay, so I know there's a lot of stuff I didn't cover, like the Sharon Carter stuff, but feel free to talk about all of those things in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts on the show in general, and subscribe to our channel today. See you next time.